Can you get some for me? I got cash.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most memorable scenes that single-handedly revived an actor's waning career.
如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税。
Number 10, Drew Barrymore, the opening phone call, Scream.
You never told me your name.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Believe it or not, Drew Barrymore was considered to have lost her touch by 1996. She was all grown up, her rebellious nature was getting her in trouble, and her movies, well, they were no E.T., let's just say that. But her life and career did a complete 180 in just 10 minutes, thanks to the iconic opening scene of Scream.
We're out in the middle of nowhere.
What do you want?
To see what your insides look like.
Barrymore wowed viewers with her acting chops, and her terrified performance helped place the sequence among the pantheon of all-time horror greats. Barrymore's career blossomed almost immediately, landing starring roles in popular rom-coms and kicking butt in Charlie's Angels. The star was reborn, ironic considering what happens to her in the movie.
And that's kicking your ass.
Number 9, Robert Pattinson, I Am Better Than You, Good Time.
You're incredible, do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm serious, you guys could have done that without you standing next to me being strong.
Try as he might to break the stigma, Robert Pattinson was still synonymous with Twilight's Edward Cullen. Luckily, Pattinson got the break he was looking for in 2017, starring as Connie Nikas in Good Time. He is excellent throughout the entire film, but the Better Than You speech is what really solidified Pattinson's performance.
Losers like you are incapable of taking care of themselves. You're either leeching off mommy, or leeching off welfare, or living off the government in jail. That's you!
Many critics took note of his performance and deemed it a career best, and he used the movie as a launchpad back into the spotlight. Number 8, Neil Patrick Harris, High Hitchhiker. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Excuse me, are you Neil Patrick Harris?
Yep.
Harris was a child star in the early 90s, playing the titular doctor in Doogie Howser, MD.
Okay, we're getting some circulation. Is he still breathing?
Yeah.
Good. Now go get me something I can use for a leg brace.
And while he later found work on Broadway, he was no longer the household name he once was. Fast forward to 2004, when Harris climbed into Harold's car and displayed his comedy chops while peering high as a kite.
The Doogie line always works on strippers. Lap dance.
This scene shifted the public's perception of Harris, changing him from a former child star to a future comedian. Indeed, he would star in How I Met Your Mother the very next year.
Ted, I'm gonna teach you how to live. Barney, we met at the urinal.
Number 7, Ryan Reynolds, Maximum Effort, Deadpool. It seemed like Ryan Reynolds could not catch a break. While he was obviously successful before Deadpool, his career never really shifted into high gear.
Oh, hello. I know, right?
He also faced a number of significant flops throughout the 2010s, including R.I.P.D. and the infamous Green Lantern.
Well, that's good advice. Thanks, gorgeous.
Just when things were looking dour, he turned to the camera as Deadpool, introducing himself in a hilarious fashion and finally shifted into that elusive high gear.
You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
The bridge sequence was a brilliant introduction to a brilliant character, and fans knew immediately that Reynolds was a pitch-perfect casting choice. He was suddenly a worldwide box office bonanza, and eventually, a shining beacon in the fading MCU.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Number 6, Keanu Reeves, The Bus Jump, Speed.
What do you think? You're the expert, I just work here.
The Bill and Ted actor transitioned into a bona fide action star in 1994, and just in time, too, because his career was on shaky ground. Reeves tried doing some serious work in the early 90s, starring in Bram Stoker's Dracula and Much Ado About Nothing. And while both movies were praised, Reeves' performances were not, resulting in a Razzie nom for Worst Supporting Actor.
I am not of many words, but I thank you.
But the famous bus jump in Speed showed that Reeves had a talent, and that was playing strong, level-headed, and daring action heroes. He takes complete command of the deadly situation, and we buy every second of it. And with that, Reeves was a bona fide action man, a role he would later explore to greater depths in The Matrix.
You moved like they do. I've never seen anyone move that fast.
Wasn't fast enough.
Number 5, Matthew McConaughey, HIV/AIDS diagnosis, Dallas Buyers Club.
What, hook me up to a little morphine drip? Let me fade on out? No, sorry lady, but I prefer to die with my boots on.
The McConaissance officially began with Dallas Buyers Club and is still going strong to this day. Prior to 2013, Matthew McConaughey was mostly known as a leading man in romantic comedies. For sure the paychecks were nice, but many people, including McConaughey himself, knew that he had a lot more to give.
Look at the handsome man sitting across the table from you, paying for your dinner. Huh?
Well, he let that talent shine in 2013, playing AIDS activist Ron Woodruff. In one devastating sequence, Ron learns that he has the syndrome, and McConaughey unleashes his acting prowess.
Dirty day. I'm sorry.
The scene and the role at large won him wide acclaim, not to mention the Oscar for Best Actor. Number 4, John Travolta, dancing at Jack Rabbit Slim's Pulp Fiction.
The Batman!
Of all the incredible acting that John Travolta has done throughout the decades, he's best known for dancing. He made his career on the disco floor in Saturday Night Fever, and he brought it back on the Jack Rabbit Slim's floor in Pulp Fiction.
When Vince twist, I wanted him to be kind of rich. Yeah.
The 80s were a rough time for Travolta, but that rocky decade was wiped away in one quick minute thanks to some groovy moves and one wickedly cool sense of style. Travolta's dance was one of those instantly iconic scenes that audiences knew would be remembered forever. Number 3, Marlon Brando, The Don, The Godfather. This performer has one of those careers that every budding actor dreams of. In a filmography full of classics, The Godfather undoubtedly stands out as one of Brando's best.
Why did you go to the police? Why didn't you come to me?
And what scene is more iconic than that opening meeting with Vito granting wishes on the day of his daughter's wedding? It's a staple of pop culture and has remained as such since 1972. And yes, it single-handedly revived Brando's career.
We've known each other many years, but this is the first time you ever came to me for counsel, for help.
He had been struggling for over a decade, with his last Oscar nom and box office hit coming in 1958. Paramount executives didn't even want Brando in the movie, owing to his long string of bombs, but Coppola insisted, and, well, we know who history has vindicated.
Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me.
Number 2, Robert Downey Jr., I Am Iron Man. Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
With those 4 words, Robert Downey Jr. managed to both save his career and launch the biggest movie event of our time. You certainly couldn't have predicted that in 2000, when he was facing nearly 5 years in prison for drug-related offenses. Downey's personal issues are Hollywood legend at this point, and his career was truly in the pits. Luckily, he eventually sought help, got sober, and made a miraculous comeback that culminated in Iron Man.
Yeah, I can fly.
He was wonderful throughout the movie, but he really made an impression with that mesmerizing ending. The words speak for his character as well as himself. He is Iron Man, and there will never be another.
Iron Man, that's kind of catchy. It's got a nice ring to it. I mean, it's not technically accurate. The suit's a gold titanium alloy, but it's kind of evocative.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Brendan Fraser, I Need to Know, The Whale.
I need to make certain that she's gonna be okay. We can't give up on her.
You already gave up on her!
Brendan Fraser, Oscar winner. It has a nice ring to it, and it's one of those beautiful stories that might make a good movie one day. Despite dominating the 90s and early 2000s, Fraser left the spotlight for years.
I thought you wanted to get to know me.
I do, but I don't want to force you to be here. It's up to you.
This career slump is largely attributed to his depression, as Fraser suffered a number of personal setbacks. But he came back in full force with The Whale, with his I Need to Know speech proving particularly famous. It was widely shared on social media and led to the actor's first Academy Award.
I need to know that I have done one thing right with my life.
Welcome back, Brendan. We missed you. Can you think of any other examples? Let us know in the comments below.
Is this for real, or are you shooting a film?
A film!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.